God himself that told Elijah to go and stand on the mountain and wait for him, because he was coming to pass by that mountain. And when passing by that mountain, he, being God, will speak to Elijah, his servant. So Elijah went to that mountain, stood on the mountain, waiting for God to come, because he thought, now my God is coming. I will hear God face to face. Now listen. So as Elijah was on the mountain waiting, according to the Bible verse, a great strong wind came to pass by Elijah. But God was not in the wind. And Elijah was wondering, for this wind to pass like this, a wind that breaks the mountains, a wind that can uproot trees. But God has not yet still come. Then, lo and behold, according to the Bible verse, a strong earthquake, boom, the mountains started scattering. The earth started shaking. Elijah thought, now God is here. But still, God has not yet come. There was no communication whatsoever. Elijah was a prophet, and so he understood the sign, the prophetic code of nature. But God was not there. Now listen, what happened? So Elijah was there. Elijah was there. And after the earthquake, what Elijah heard was a very small voice. A voice like that of a baby. Small voice. Small voice. Asking him, what are you doing here, Elijah? Small voice. But you know, Elijah knew the prophetic code of the audible voice of God. Elijah started communicating with God. So you see, then Elijah started communicating with God, because he has trained himself to pick that small tiny voice of God. Elijah started communicating with God. According to 1 Kings chapter 19, verse 11 to 12, was it then he said, go out and stand on the mountain before the Lord. And behold, the Lord passed by, and a great and strong wind poured into the mountains and broke the rocks in pieces before the Lord. But the Lord was not in the wind. Elijah really understood the prophetic code of nature. But the Lord was not in the wind. And after the wind, an earthquake. But the Lord was not in the earthquake. And after the earthquake, a strong fire. But the Lord was not in the fire. Look at the circumstances. Strong wind, earthquake, fire. Still, the Lord had not yet come. And Elijah was still waiting. Then what happened? Verse 13. So after the fire, a still small voice. Look at how the Bible described it. A still small voice came and told Elijah, what are you doing here, Elijah? If it was to be you, you would have missed that voice. But Elijah was a prophet who knew the code of the audible voice of God. So he picked it instantly. He picked it instantly. That is why it has been very difficult for people to recognize the audible voice of God, because the voice does not come boom. It is very small, very still. And when that voice comes, the voice is dropped in your inner spirit. So if your spirit is sharp, you can pick it instantly. You can pick it instantly. So you are training yourself. You want to prophesy. You want to hear the voice of God. God have an audible voice, but that audible voice is still small voice, very small, that when God is giving you a revelation in the form of his audible voice, it will be dropped in your inner spirit, very small. But unless you have trained yourself to pick it, you will miss it. You will miss it. You will miss it. I have posted the video about this, and this is the, let's say, the other character of the audible voice of God. So if you have not watched the first one, it was, does God have an audible voice? Go and watch that one. After that, you come and watch this one. So God has an audible voice. How is the audible voice like? It is very still. It is very small. It takes training. It takes sharpness in the spirit to pick the audible voice of God. If you are not sharp in the spirit, you will miss it. If you are not trained to pick it, you will miss it. That is why when God spoke to Samuel, Samuel thought it was the voice of his father Eli. So he quickly ran to Eli. But Eli, being an experienced man of God, Eli being able to train people to hear the voice of God, he instantly told Samuel, go and sleep. Next, when the voice come again, say, Lord, speak, for your servant is listening. So Eli taught Samuel to pick that still small voice of God. So my dear prophet, my dear believer, who is trying or who aspires to hear the voice of God, to receive revelation in the form of God's audible voice, train yourself to pick this voice. It will not come boom. It is very, very small. It is very, very still. Keep training yourself. Keep training your senses. Keep praying. Keep studying the word of God to stay sharp. Otherwise, you will miss it. God bless you. My prophetic books are out. The link is here. Check the description section. Check the comment section. You'll find the link. Go and get your copy. It will help you. It will help you. God bless you.